Hey y'all, it's Leslie and I'm here today with a long-awaited flip through of the wedding mini album for my daughter's from my daughter's wedding. I used the JenofEve Designs Everlasting mini album to create this, and I used so many different pages and everything. The actual tutorial, the process of me making the pages got all messed up, so I don't have the videos for that. But here is a wonderful flip through of it, and I will tell you some of the things I did. I can't remember exact pages that I used, but you know, maybe if you have that template, you can kind of follow along. And if you don't, you can just see some of the cool things that can be done with JenofEve Designs templates. First of all, we're going to start on the cover. And this is a picture that was taken at the end where everybody was lined up and we were all blowing bubbles. And I just cut it in real close, and I knew I wanted to put it on the cover. Found a piece of wood, said wonderful, thought that looked great. This is a piece off of some packaging, and I thought it would be good to go with the gold in the paper. I used 3 different paper lines. I will include photos of the different paper lines that I used here for you. And I used bits and pieces of that, just a few pages here and there. And so you'll see that as well. I used some flowers. Most of these are just Recollections flowers or Paper Studio flowers, mostly Paper Studio flowers. There are a few flowers that I had from years and years ago that came from Wild Orchid Crafts. But I just made a little collection down here in the bottom. In the back, you can see there are a few of the little bluish leaves here, and there's a eucalyptus leaf in this corner. Those were both from my daughter's wedding bouquet that she used in her bridal portraits. For the actual wedding, she carried hydrangeas, just hydrangeas. So it was really pretty. There was a piece in one of the paper collections that I've used that said love in this shiny gold. And I put it on top of some gray wood that I found. And here's another piece of that gray wood. And another piece, any glitter that you see is from Christmas things. And so I put another piece of that there on the back just to kind of give it a little interest on the back. On the side here with the closer and the binding, I have a bee, just a gold bee that I found. I had done a sneak peek of this closer when I had done a share of some products from a company called bbcraft.com. But anyway, this is it. So it was just a little blue to remind everyone that her colors of her bridesmaids was blue, and a little butterfly to remind her that, you know, my mom. This is actually a pearl earring from my mom. And then this is just a piece that was off of one of my daughter's necklaces. And this is some of the ribbon that we used to make the bridal bouquets. I made all the bridal bouquets and all the food, everything. We tried to save as much money as we could. So anyway, so I just made a bow with it. And then I put it here on the front with what looks like a doorknob here. And then you just basically pull this up and it slips over the doorknob, just like that. Let me do that again without moving everything. So it opens, and then it just slips over like that. Now, this doorknob is actually a brad that I put on top of a eyelet, on top of what they call them grommets also. And the grommet just keeps it from being right on the paper. And so the brad goes through the grommet. I had to use super glue to connect the brad to the grommet because it's metal to metal, and I tried E6000 and I tried, actually I didn't have any E6000 at the time. Well, I didn't think I did. I couldn't find it. And I only have like 2 drawers for glue, but I couldn't find it. And then I tried Fabri-Tac, but I tried glossy accents, but super glue held it really well, and it's still holding really well, no problem. Super glue also held the grommet to this piece, which is probably some sort of resin or plastic sort of piece. It is from Melissa Francis Designs, which went out of business, I don't know, years ago. I don't know, maybe she's still in business. I have no idea, but I got this way back in 2009, and it was from a company that was going out of business. Yeah. So anyway, it's just a white little shabby chic looking little, I think it was supposed to be a door knocker. It came with a little key. And then the brad came from Stampin' Up. And that's exactly how it came. Just beautiful, just like that. So I love that. Okay, so I use the same doorknob sort of idea again inside the album, and that sort of makes a page not really want to lay down, but you know what? I don't really care, and my daughter won't either, because it's all just too pretty. So those of you that have been waiting this for, I don't know, you've been waiting for it almost as long as my daughter has. A year ago in November, I started this, but then I had a relapse with my multiple sclerosis, and that put a halt to everything. This was supposed to be a Christmas present last year. And I thought, well, I'll give it to them for their first anniversary. But my relapse didn't go away like we planned or like we hoped. And my grandson was born. And so with all that, I just didn't have the energy to be able to handle it. So I have finished it, and I will be giving it to her today, as a matter of fact. So let's just flip open. So inside there's some Bible verses, and here is a little heart. And this is the first moment where he saw her, and you can see her garter there. I'll have to show you that sometime. I made her garter, and I used lace from my grandmother. I used lace that was from my great-grandmother. I used roses from my mom's wedding dress. It was lace from my grandmother's wedding dress, from my great-grandmother's wedding dress, from my mom's wedding dress. I used 14 karat gold earrings from my wedding. And I put all that together, and some pearls from my wedding. And I put all that together and made a heirloom garter that the girls can hand down generation to generation. I have 2 daughters, and they can share it. So that's really special, and I'll have to show it to you sometime. But we put baby's breath in her hair. But this is the moment that he saw her first. And then this is where they are giving each other gifts. And she actually gave him the book. It's a book of love poems. And it's the book that my mom gave my dad when they got married. And you don't know the story, but in brief, my parents were daily fixtures in mine and my children's lives for, my mom's whole life. Well, until my mom passed away in 2014. So when we lost my mom, and she lost her grandmother, it was more than losing a grandmother to her. And so we have a lot of things that are keepsakes. And the garter from my grandmother, again, my grandmother was a daily fixture in our lives. They came and ate supper with us every day. And so these things are really important to us in our family. And I am chatting away, and y'all don't even want to hear all this. I'm sorry. So she's giving him a book there. I'm not going to tell you about the rest of the pictures, but you can see real cute there. And so this is one of the little pockets. I cut it, I would take pockets and I would do them flat on one another. If they were meant to be a flap, I would just glue it on the sides just to make it be a pocket. If it had the side tabs for it to glue down to be a pocket, then that was great too. But in this pocket, you've got a little pull out, and this one has a vellum over it. And this is the moment where my son is sharing his love of Christ and inviting everyone to become a born-again Christian as well. My son-in-law is very, and daughter are very, very proud of their Christianity. This is Discovering Life Together. And God Has a Plan for Our Life Together. That was just some stickers I found. And this is washi tape around there. And my brother's, my son-in-law's brother is 9 years older than him. And he was involved in an accident, a car accident, when this is my son-in-law's parents. And this is us. And when my son-in-law's brother was 9 and my son-in-law was in the back seat too, they were involved in an accident that caused severe traumatic brain injury for my, let me pull this back up, for my, I guess, son-in-law's brother is the way I need to say that. So he weighs 165 to 185, just depending on the day. This little girl right here, she is 5 foot flat. I mean 5 foot flat. She said she can stand up tall all day and she's not going to cross 5 foot. She is 85 pounds and she picks him up with her arms, and she can put him in the bed. She can put him in the chair. She can put him in the van. She can do everything with him that she wants to do. This woman right here has been his bedside nurse. He's never been to physical therapy. He's never been in a nursing home. He's never had anybody but his mother do his catheter. And by gosh, he's never had the first bed sore. He's never had the first catheter infection. Nothing. She's amazing. That's all I got to say. There's my son-in-law. These are photos that I just glued back to back. And then all of the photos throughout the album, I have gone around with archival ink in black just to let them stand out a little bit better against the background. This is more photos back to back. And these are, again, this is supposed to be a just a section or part of a pocket or part of a tab, part of a page, a flap, and I just glued down the sides to make it a pocket. This page had a hole popped out of it. It was an accident. I used it anyway. This is the, what do you call this? The program. So there's the program, if you want to pause it and read that. And there's the program, if you want to pause it and read that. And this is where they got married, Woodham Farms. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's an old barn and place. Just gorgeous place. See? Isn't that just sweet? And we had tables set up outside. It was supposed to rain. It didn't. So we had tables set up outside in the front and in the back. This is how he proposed. He had these signs he hand painted, and he had them leading up to a oak tree at her apartment or at her house that they were living in when she was in college. And he had Christmas lights all in that oak tree. I mean, the kid, oh, he worked and worked and worked and worked to get all that done, and he just is amazing. Okay, so on this page, we're going to go ahead and open up first. So when you open it, there's a pocket over here. And then here's a page that you flip open, and that's sweet. And those are her flowers for the wedding day. Just simple. He used, I mean, he had hydrangeas. She had baby's breath in her hair. Everybody else carried baby's breath and had baby's breath corsages or boutonnieres. But this is the place too. Isn't it pretty? Love that place. And then this is them and some of their pictures. And I've already shown you that, so I don't do that. Okay, so now over here, I put this little piece of ribbon here just as an indication of, hey, you need to pull this. And so when you pull it, it pulls this way, but it also pulls out. Let's see if I can get it all in there. Oh, yeah. So it's got a 3-page spread here. And in the 3-page spread, there's a pocket here. My hands are not working well today. And again with the vellum. There was a lot of this vellum, so I just utilized it. This is his family. And that's her family. Or my family, I should say. Too. And then on this page, this is everybody. And then to have and hold. Okay. And so on this page, you've got one of the clip arts. I don't know what you say on those little cut aparts. I think that's what people say. But so I put that there, and over here it's kind of cut off. So I think that gives you the indication that, hey, something can be seen. So let me put this under here. This is them having their prayer as man and wife, and then this is them. And then this flips this way. And then on this page, you've got a heart paperclip. This is not one of the heart paperclips I've done. I'll try to remember to link the heart paperclip video below if you haven't seen that. I'll teach you how to make a heart paperclip. And then this is her dad, and this is her husband and his brother. His brother cannot speak, but blinks. He blinks, you know, once for yes, twice for no. And he did a speech. His dad and mom worked with him, or his dad actually worked with him to do a best man speech by asking him questions, and he would say yes or no that he wanted to say it or he wanted to talk about it. And Mike, his brother, really showed out. Did some funny jokes in there. It was really good. So this is one of Megan's bridal portraits that they had made before. That's one of my favorites. There's too many of hers that are my favorite, to be honest. This photographer was super cheap. You know, we got to do things cheap around here. We don't have a lot of money. And so, like I said, I did all the flowers. I did all the decorations. And don't tell Hobby Lobby, we bought garland, and then we took it back and got our money back. Uh-oh, I knocked the flower off. Whoops. Okay, so this page is one of those. It's got the little door handles that I made with the brad and the eyelet, and you can see the little eyelet a little bit better here, I think. Maybe. Yeah. And so that's what that is, and it's just the brad on this one, instead of it being glued to the piece here, and it's just glued to the piece, and then the piece is glued to the cover. For this, the brad actually goes through, and then the legs of the brad flip open underneath this top layer of paper. I figured this out and decided to do this after I had everything done. So if you ever need to know how to get you know, paper lifted, because oh my gosh, I've already glued everything down, what do I do? You ask me, or leave me a comment below and I'll do a video and show you how I do it, because mistakes are us around here. So these are the doors, and that's the bridal party, and this is the groomsman. I think, yeah, there's another guy standing over there, but you couldn't see him very well, and I didn't have room on the door. It's okay. Then, oh goodness gracious, everything's kind of messing up. Oh, this is the best man. He flew in from Germany. Yes, he did. That tells you how good of a guy my son-in-law is. This is when they announced that they're man and wife, and everybody stood up, and my husband is doing something funny, and they are dying laughing already. And then this is a little pocket. There's my daughter. It says perfect match. This is a sticker, old sticker from Walmart. But I just did anything I could find, and this was another one of those papers in there. And when I put it in, do you see that? When I folded it, I glued it on. Then I folded everything, and it didn't want to fold correctly. Made a mess. So how do you cover that? You put some twine over it and make it look like it's supposed to be like that. Oh, yeah, that's cute. Looks like she's looking at him. Funny. Okay, this is the longest flip through video ever. That's okay. If you don't like it, flip and go somewhere else. This is the groom's cake. He's a Florida State fan. And this is an old box that the cake was sitting on. These are some of the daylilies from my house. And this is the ones from my great-grandmother's house, and that are actually in my yard now. And Brian loves them because they are Florida State colors, so I surprised him with those. His aunt made their cake for free. Megan's roommate made her cake for free. And we got the little willow tree thing for her topper, and used some of the baby's breath from the bridesmaids' Oh, I hope y'all have been able to see all that. From the bridesmaids' dresses to decorate that. And it, of course, is sitting on an old log. And they're inside that grain bin. I think you can see it in a minute. So there we go. There's a close-up of her cake. Isn't it pretty? The heads broke off, and so I said they were head over heels in love. This is that funny picture. It was so relaxed, and it was just such a great wedding and time. We had such a good, it was just like family getting together, because his family's big, my family's big, and we just didn't have any room to invite any friends. And so when it came time to do the photos for the cake and everything, I was trying to find him. He was separated from her, and I said, Brian, come here, it's time for the cake. And we're just yelling across the thing, and everybody's like, it was so much fun. We just loved it. So she had 3 cakes. This was the one that they saved for their 1-year anniversary. And then this was another small cake, and then this cake. Instead of having one, 5-tier like this or 6-tier like this, we just had it in separates, and that's what she wanted. And then back here is a little cage. It's a bird cage. And then I've had this forever. I was going to use it as, when we moved into this house, I was going to use it as a light fixture, flip it upside down and put light, for the bulb to come through it. Didn't ever do it. Changed my mind. And so anyway, she loved it. And so we put that photo inside of it. And she said, oh my gosh, Mama, it's like lovebirds. So that's how that is. The aunt that made this cake also sewed this. This is hand embroidered. I got a friend of mine to frame it with some old barnwood from a local barn. And she hand embroidered this. And this is as an indication or a memory for them of the way they got engaged. And so, at the tree and everything. So that was super sweet. And so we just loved being able to do that and remind everyone of that moment at the same time. Did I show this already? He's nuts about her. And we had, these are pecans. Oh my God. Buttered and salted pecans. They're just phenomenal. Grape salad that you put pecans and brown sugar on. It was unbelievable. Then we have potato chips, and we have potatoes in the little, it's actually apple and potato wood basket, and had it on burlap and just had the potato chips on the burlap. It was so cute. Everybody loved it. And we had buffalo chicken, taquitos, and we had, which are just little roll-ups, buffalo chicken roll-ups, and we had turkey bacon ranch roll-ups. But everybody ate the buffalo chicken ones because they were just phenomenal. And she's meant to be. So that is that. Okay. Wait, let me do it like this, I think. I mean, she's going to open this in about an hour, so I really need to hurry this video. Okay, there we go. And so here's another, and this part doesn't lift. This does, and that's why I put this little tab here. Again, her bridal party. This doesn't lift, but, I'm like others. So an explanation here. Sometimes when you put pages together, things don't really work. And I have a tear here. There's a tear here. This photo has a bend here. And on this page, this photo is having a problem. And it's all because when this page and this corner, so when this page and this page were side by side, these two elements right here in this photo and here were all catching when you would flip the pages back and forth. So to circumvent that, I did an add-in page, and all I did was I took a page that was the correct size, and I made sure that it had a little 1/4-inch tab that could cover the spine area down here, and I glued just down here, and I had this as the page, the add-in page. Whoops. This as the add-in page. So it's this part here and this top of this photo that was catching over here on this photo, and this element here. So now this is protecting all of that, making it great. And here we go with the little tab that opens there, and you have a pull out, and this has some photos, and it feels like, you know, substantial. It should do something. So here we go, our special day. So there's some things that I would have done different. I absolutely love it. There's you know, if I had it to do it again, there's a couple things I'd do differently. Like this page, I would put this page differently and not have to do this add-in. But then again, once I have the add-in, it gives me another extra piece, and I love it. So it's fine. This is my son-in-law's niece and nephew. And then it is a pocket here, and you pull the pocket out, and this pocket is just part of this next page. And here we have some pictures. Mr. and Mrs. They're laughing. That was during the speeches. It was just so great. That's when my husband was giving her away. The first moment my daughter saw her in her wedding gown, the very first moment, it was so sweet. She cried so much. And this is my daughter standing looking at them. These are my mom's pearls. Yep, I'm telling you, we're a very sentimental family. This is my daughter giving she's not the best lady. What is she called? The first lady? Yeah, first lady. First bridal party. And then this is the brother-in-law, and there he is giving his speech. The dad reads it, but again, they had gone through every word of it together. Then, oops, let me do this. Okay. All right, then on this side, oh, I've already shown you this, and those go in this little pocket. And this is a Bible I gave them for the Barber family, and I hope that they can pass that down generation to generation. On this page, you have some flips, and so you've got this. This is my mom, and this is the bridal bouquet that my daughter carried, and she carried this same clip on her bouquet in the actual wedding as well, but we clipped it onto her photos, her bridal portraits, and then we did it for the actual wedding. But then you can see some of the flowers that we had done for the bridal portrait. The bridal portrait flowers were actually silk flowers. The wedding flowers were the ones that were, what do you call those? Real. And here is the garter. I'll bring it up so you can see that a little better. Garter. This is the lace from my great-grandmother. These flowers were from my grandmother's wedding dress. These blue roses were from my mom's wedding dress. My mom would not wear white, and she wore a knee-length dress, and it was strapless, or not strapless, it was sleeveless, and she got engaged in December and got married in January, and no, she wasn't pregnant, but she was hard-headed like her daddy. And this is my mom's pearls. And the gold is the earrings that I wore, and the pearls are from another set of earrings. I had 2 holes in my ears, and so those pieces are in there as well. And then I used some satin ribbon and some stronger lace to put all of this together, and I hand sewed it all. So the sewing looks like crap. That's their rings. So you got to eat over here, so you kind of guess something's coming up. And here's an L. And down here, this is her bouquet that she actually used in the wedding. And so you can see my mom's picture. And then the O and the V is down here. Yep, there's the V. And then here in the middle, this is Here Comes the Love of Your Life. That was what they carried down. and I think it was Jesus Loves Me is what they came down the aisle to. And then this is them, and they ran to him. It was just perfect. And so there we go. I don't know. Do I do this? I don't know the order. Anyway, okay. So I've got to glue this. Put this back on. So here we go. This is another one. This is using some of the acetate that was in one of the paper packs. And we have, these are some wood signs. I got those for $5 a piece. It's like wood canvases at Walmart, and they were $5 a piece. They were damaged a little bit, but it didn't matter to us. I used the pieces of flowers from our from her bridal portrait bouquet into some old glass jars. We had old glass jars. These were some ferns from her mother-in-law, and I hand painted her signs. There was this old wagon. This was like the horse and wagon. That was the wagon. The wheel pieces were in a different place. And this was where her gifts and cards went. And I had a couple of pictures there propped up with a block of wood. This is a bee that I made for her. Maybe sometime when I'm at her house, I'll take a picture of it and show it to you guys. That was a kind of a mixed media thing. But I love that. And then, yeah. So this was just a piece of chipboard, heavy, really heavy chipboard, like a couple of layers thick even. And then I glued a piece of wood paper on it and then glued that sign on. And then this is the mantelpiece over the bee we kept with the flowers that were on it. This garland we took back to Hobby Lobby. We kept all of the hydrangeas though, and we kept a cross. We had lots and lots and lots of burlap, and we wrapped the stair rail. She came down the stairs. That was the way she came into the wedding. And we had Christmas lights in there and the baby's breath. And you guys, it was just stunning. This does nothing. Does nothing. Not a thing for it. And this is the programs we had. And then this is signed by your favorite photos. She had a photo album of their engagement photos, and people signed their names by their favorite photo. Okay, and then on the door, I made a wreath. Well, I didn't make the wreath, but I made the wreath here for it to be used on her house. So everything we used was something that could be used later. Like I've got a lot of the hydrangea in my house. The silk hydrangea is in my house as decoration, and it's a lot in her house as decoration. And this is kind of what the front porch looked like as you came up. There's a wrought iron bench and all these things. It was just really a gorgeous place. When you go inside, there's an old English coat rack and place that you put your umbrellas, and it's huge. And so we were going to, again, there's this little porch outside, little house, little bitty tiny house that they used as a smokehouse, and it was wooden and had a wooden porch and stuff. It was really cute. And so we were going to make that be the photo op, and all of this was going to go across it. So I have it all doubled up here, so it's very, very thick and lush. But this is where we put the photo op for her wedding. And this again is the mantle. So, you know, if you've got a wedding coming up, see the logs, we drilled holes and then put tea light candles. Don't get them at Dollar Tree. Go to Walmart, and you can like get a pack of, I don't know, 24 or 36 for $1.88. I think it's way cheaper. And there's just like a metal pail and some wood buckets and pieces of wood and an old lantern and just things like that to make it just be a rustic. This is basically like a lodge looking place with the stone fireplace. And then over here, these are wooden candlesticks made from old spindles. and a white letter B that we had, and then the blue jars were ours, and with the hydrangeas from the silk hydrangeas from the decorations. We had, sorry, I am chatting y'all up like crazy. Okay, let's see what else. We have, I showed y'all that, yay. Okay, flip the page. And on this page, I have done a waterfall effect. So on this page, I'm going to hold it up like this. You have the Our Wedding, and it flips open with this belly band kind of thing, and that paper. And here we have Today. And then it opens. It's those photos. And it's just photo after photo with some little flat embellishments all in there. This is when they leave. And, oh, that's it. Okay, and then again, your belly band keeps all of that together with some magnets. Love the magnets in here. This is a foam tape love element, and it opens to reveal, this is one of those envelopes from the Everlasting template of JenofEve Designs. If I think of it, I'll remember to, I'll try to link down there. I've got to link that and the paper clip. I'm going to forget something, I'm sure. This is the moments that they come, Brian wheels his brother in, and he turns around and gives him a kiss, and it's just very sweet moments. Very sweet moments. Mike very intently looking at Brian, very attentive. You know, his attention was fully there, very focused. It was one of the best pictures they have of them together. And then, of course, this is one of my favorite pictures. Those sweet, sweet girls. Love them so much. Okay. Okay. Then we have, this is Megan and one of her high school best friends. Megan and her first cousin that basically they were best friends as well. And this was her best friend from college. And this is my two girls, my preciouses. And this is Brian and his best man, his best friend. Okay, who is in Germany and flew all the way in. Blows my mind. I won't even go to Birmingham for a wedding. Here's my daddy seeing my daughter for the first time. And that's how he always sees my girls, and that's what he does with his hand. He's just a sweet man. And there's me and my daddy. I love my daddy. This is my husband's dad, and he loves her. Oh my goodness. They're so close. And my daddy was crying because my mom wasn't there, which made Megan cry. And then he was crying as well, so it was all just really a sweet moment. Sweet moment. So, then we've got, oh, a duplicate photo. Whoopsie. Oh, another duplicate. Did I already show these? Oh, no, they're in that pocket. So, yeah, okay, I'm going to pull that out. Then here is me. I'm glad I saw that. Ooh, yay for flip-throughs. This is Andy after he had just seen her for the first time. And me buttoning her pearls. Let's see. Let's do all that. Okay, then on this side, we got Megan and the kids. Brian and the kids. Brian's so cute. My daughter's just gorgeous. They are very, very. Come on. This is Megan and Brian and the kids. Okay. And this is the mom of the kids. Do like that. Jeez Louise. Okay. Now on this one we have flip flaps, and I use these belly band elements and I made flip flaps. So it flips it down with a photo, and then the top flips up with a photo. And then again, you flip down with a photo, and you flip up with a photo, and down, and up, and down, and up. They are. Enjoy today. Oh, let me show you this. Again, here, I made a mistake. Something happened. I don't remember what happened. I didn't like it. I had to redo something. And so to fix the mistake, I took a piece of wood look washi tape and then some gold pieces of washi tape. And I just covered up the mistake there, and it actually looks awesome. So sometimes the mistakes make things even better. Okay, so on this one you have those double pocket pages, and you have the pull-out pocket. So you have those two, and we're starting to get to the area where you're going to start seeing a little more sugar from them. This is where she had come down the stairs with my husband. And that's Megan and her girls. Brian and his boys. That's the one that wasn't shown on that other picture. But yeah, you can get some sugar back here because they're married by now. There's us. We're like, oh good gosh, is it over? The money is just gone. And that's Megan and my daddy. And this is Megan and Brian and his parents. She's just gorgeous. And he is too. He's lost every single hair that is on his body. It was a genetic thing, and Brian may have the same gene, but I'm telling you, that boy will be as cute as his dad, even bald. Then, let's see what else we got on here. On this side, when we flip, you got the little kids sitting outside, and you got Megan when she was coming down the stairs. Can you see that? Yeah. It was so pretty. She stayed behind a curtained area. And then when the music sounded in a particular way, then she came out from the curtain, and then she came downstairs. So gorgeous. Over here, again, you get some sugar. And this is one of the flowers that I made. I made all the corsages for, and half of the decorations for the bridal shower as well. Trying to save money. And, well, you know, trying to save money, but you end up spending... Let's see, instead of paying $35 for the item, I'm going to spend $20 on this, $30 on that tool, $40 on this fabric, and I'm going to make it for a total of $92. Have you seen that? It's so cute. So anyway, I did that too, but I made those little satin flowers. If you don't know how to do those, let me know, and I'll show you a little video on how to do those, because I love those. They're so fun. And they're something that can be flat in a book or a card, and yet when you open it up, it's still just as pretty. But I just did a little twine and a little half pearl inside. Here's the bridal family. The bridal party again, and Megan and Mike. And Mike had just said, yes, he was ready to get it over with, and yes, he loved Megan and was wanting her to be his sister-in-law. And that's us. And there's Megan. Have these doors. That place is an estate. It's gorgeous. This is my daughters. Aren't they exquisitely gorgeous? Sydney's hair has every single color of red ever. And this is my niece. And this is the picture. She's like, can y'all hurry up and get away so we can move on? And Brian's like, oh yeah. Megan's going to be mad I did that on video. And that is it. And when you're all through, and I'm all through, and ready to show it for her, let me get it situated because I don't want it to be twisted for her. There we go. Then your piece, you just pull it up and put it over the little doorknob, and you're good to go. So thank you all for stopping by. I know that was a terribly long 45-minute flip through. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be glad to tell you anything that I can remember about the templates. But as far as what pages and things, I'm sure I will not remember. However, if you have any questions on any other details, I'll be glad to share that. If you've got questions on how to do a wedding cheap, we did a wedding including flowers, cake, food, bridal portraits, all photographs at the wedding and the reception, all reception food, everything at the reception for including the dress and everything else. My clothes, my daughter's clothes, all the bridesmaids' dresses, and all the tuxes for $5,000. That was the budget. So if you've got any needing tips, you just let me know. I can tell you how to save some money. Okay. Thank you guys for stopping by. Love you so much, and I appreciate your support. See you soon.